Owning a policy on a minor. Can you? Should you? Well, the answer to that first question is, can you own a policy on a minor? The answer is yes. Should you own a policy on a minor? Well, that depends. Let's take into consideration some of the limitations and things to think about right now. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I am a father and I have a 1-year-old son. Let's say I want to open up a life insurance policy on my son. What are some things to keep in mind? So the first thing is my son could not be the owner of his policy. I, as the father, would be the owner. So this means that I have the full responsibility to make sure that his insurance expense is paid every year to keep his policy in force. I also have the responsibility as the owner to pay back any loans that I have taken out. And also I have the ability to add cash contributions into that policy whenever I want. What are some limitations to keep in mind? So first of all, we have to consider the 50% death benefit rule or principle. So the insurance company will typically allow your minor son or your child or whoever is the insured on that policy, if they're a minor, to be approved for 50% death benefit of whatever I currently have in force. So again, as the father, let's say I have $2 million in death benefit from a whole life insurance policy. I have an additional $1 million in force through a small term insurance policy. My wife also has life insurance, and she has a total of $2 million in life insurance or in death benefit from a whole life insurance policy. So what would the insurance company consider? First, they will look at, okay, which parent has the most death benefit in force? That would be me. I have $3 million in force, hypothetical. And they will give my son a maximum allotment of 50% of that 3 million. So his cap would be approved at 1.5 million. Sounds pretty good. However, keep this in mind. Because he is capped out at 1.5 million death benefit, that's all that we have to work with. Maximum 1.5 million. So that would mean that his Mech limit, or the ability to put money into his policy, may be hindered somewhat. Remember, what are two things that the Mech limit is determined by? A person's age and a person's death benefit. Now, there's not much that we can do about a person's age, but we can fluctuate the death benefit to give us the needed Mech limit. So if my son was capped out at $1.5 million in death benefit, what would that do to his Mech limit? It would also limit us in terms of how much Mech space we have in his policy. That's one thing to think about. The second thing to think about is, what health rating would he be getting? So because he is a minor, there would be no medical exam done. There would be no blood test. There would be no urine test. However, they would order medical records to proceed with underwriting. So what they would do is instantly, they would give my son a non-smoker rating, or it's kind of like a juvenile health rating, just like non-smoker. So again, non-smoker is not the best health rating. That's probably about third down on the health tier list. So you have these two things to think about. One, his health rating will not be the best. It's not the worst. It's probably a middle ground, but it's not the best. This means that cash value would be also possibly hindered, possibly. The second thing to think about, his Mech limit would be capped out as well, because his death benefit is stuck at a total of 50% of whatever the parent with the most death benefit has in force. So, can you open up a life insurance policy on a minor? Yeah, you can. Should you? Well, that's where it would be great to see numbers for yourself. You know, numbers always speak louder than I could ever do. So request some custom proposals today if you would like to utilize and investigate more on this strategy of having a minor be the insured, you being the owner, and let's see how cash growth would be throughout the years so that you can practice infinite banking. The first step is to build your own infinite wealth engine using a cash value life insurance policy. Brandon here saying stay healthy, stay wealthy. Feel free to get in touch with us with any questions that you may have. Have a great one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. If you would like more information, visit us on the web at infinitewealthengine.com or click on the link to receive your free PDF on how to build your own infinite wealth engine using the infinite banking concept. We look forward to talking with you soon. Brandon here saying stay healthy and stay wealthy.